How's it going, Canucks fans? David here, and it's been a minute since I've made a YouTube video, but I'm back and ready to post consistently. And yeah, in today's video, we'll be talking about Elias Pettersson and the season that he had and the step he took from last year. This year, in 68 games, he had 66 points, which is the same amount as last season, but in 3 fewer games, as he had 71 the year before. And he had 27 goals, which is 1 less goal than last year. But something about the way Pettersson played this season is he was much more consistent, I found. At the end of last year, especially after the All-Star break, he was like 5 points above a point per game. Then we kind of saw him fall. Not off a cliff. He still finished with 66 points in 71 games, but his production definitely slowed down. And it went from him having like 5 or 6 moments in a game where you're like, wow, like there's Petey, to maybe 2 or 3, which is still great. He's a superstar player. I believe he will win a Hart trophy one day, but he definitely hit a bit of a rookie wall, as most would call it, last season. But Petey took the idea of a sophomore slump and basically said no to that, because he was great this season. He was so consistent, and yeah, he just was huge for this team, the catalyst up front. And I think he definitely got helped out by new guys joining the team, like JT Miller, who provided support. Jake Virtanen scored 20 goals. I know he's not new, but he scored 20 goals, which is great support. Tanner Pearson there for a full season. We got him at the end. We got him at the trade deadline last year. So to have him there for a full season. Just other guys chipping in consistently. And Toffoli at the end of the year, who Pettersson looked great with. So yeah, Petey's line mates for the first part of the year, it was the Lotto line, the 649. Besser on the right wing, Pettersson in the middle, even though Miller took a lot of faceoffs, then Miller on the left side. And so how exactly was Petey's season compared to the year before? I know I talked about the consistency, but the points were pretty similar. One more thing on the consistency. Last year, Petey scored 10 of his 28 goals in his first 10 games. This year was much more spread out, which was nice to see. And also there were no injuries this year, really. He missed 1 game due to injury. Last year he started with the Matheson hit. Again, not calling him soft or anything, but he found a way to stay healthy. He was prepared. We saw him reverse hit people whenever they'd come at him. It resulted in a elbowing penalty at one point throughout the season, but he would reverse hit people when they came at him. So last year there was Matheson, there was a Kotkaniemi tie-up. And this year he really found a way to stay healthy, which is great to see, because that's something people were scared about with his frame. But yeah, so we're going to talk now about some of the advanced stats when it comes to Pettersson's season. So if we look at his face-off percentage, last year's face-off percentage was 41. This year a bit better at 42%, but not a huge improvement in the draws. But he also took way less face-offs than he did last season. As you can see, he won 58 and lost 80 of them. But JT Miller did a great job down the middle. I believe he was top 10 in face-off percentage. So it's not really that much of a stress. He still plays the centerman position really well. And we saw a two-way part of his game kind of develop. So let's look at the advanced stats here. So the first one is Corsi for versus Corsi against. Basically what Corsi means is just how many shot attempts you're getting for when you're on the ice and how many shot attempts you're getting against when you're on the ice. A shot attempt is a post, a block shot, a puck misfired, like going wide, or a shot on goal. So if we look, something that's really important, an assumption when looking at advanced stats, is how often you're starting in the offensive zone. But this year he started in the O zone 72% of the time, probably a result of the Canucks being a bit better. Last year, 69% of the time. So pretty similar for both years. So these are fair comparisons to make here. So yeah, let's look. So his Corsi for percentage this year was 54.34%. And you want a percentage above 50 because that means you're getting more attempts for than against. Last year was 50%, and he was in very similar offensive situations, which means he's definitely getting a lot of attempts while on the ice. Fenwick is the same thing. Pretty much is just a possession stat, which comes down to shot attempts. Then shots for shots for percentage is how many shots you're actually getting on the net. And last year he had a percentage below 50, and this year it was at 53.85, which is great to see another improvement for PD. And then as far as actually goals for and goals against, he had a goals for percentage of 63.27% as opposed to 51%. So right off the bat, we can see that he's creating more chances. Of course, he's helped out by JT Miller, who's on his wing, who also had fantastic advanced stats, and Besser and Toffoli throughout the year. But a big part of this is also Pettersson improving his defensive side of the game. Him being good defensively helps the team get up ice and create chance offensively. And in the O-zone, he's just continuing to do his thing, clearly, if you look at this. And then also the expected goals percentage is how many goals they should be scoring based on the quality of shot. And his expected goals percentage is 54.75, as opposed to last year, which was actually 47.4. So that shows that he's probably creating better chances, and also he's giving up less. One of the two, and I think it's definitely a combination, but we'll see as we keep going. SCF percentage is just scoring chances for percentage. Again, look at that, 53.16% compared to 46.48%. High danger, Corsi 4, 47.19 versus 57.19 versus 47.4. In pretty much so far, every advanced stat we've looked at, he's improved. He's improved, which is great to see. It just shows the two-way side of his game, and also assisted by great line mates. High danger goals for percentage, 61.54% versus 44.68. That also shows that last year he was giving up a lot more high danger chances when he was on the ice. And the fact that those are going down speaks about him, and also the team, Vancouver's team as a whole. They got better defensively. Even though it is still one of their relative weak points, they got better from last season. And Pettersson helped with that. Being able to play two ways is something all of his teammates says is an incredibly underrated part of his game. So to see that way up is great. His on-ice shooting percentage went up. That helps. But also the on-ice save percentage of the goalies while he was on was higher. So it kind of balanced each other out. PDO, often called the luck stat, is just like, let's say a goalie's expected, there's a player's expected shooting percentage on the ice is, 8%, and the goalie's average save percentage is 92%. If you're shooting at that percentage while goalies are stopping at that percentage, your ratio is 1. So PD being at 1.039 shows he's scoring more opportunities than like a typical player would score. But that can be attributed to his fantastic shot, which he relies on and scores a lot with. So that's no luck for PD here involved. Just a fantastic season. And yeah, so if you look at pretty much every advanced stat, Pettersson improved. He's huge for this team. I was looking earlier at line combinations, but when him and Hughes are on the ice, Vancouver's Corsi force of their possession is 69%. 69%. That's absurd. It just shows how much of an impact he has on Vancouver and how dominant of a player he can be. NHL Discussion, an Instagram page, ranked players and ranked the Hart, who they would nominate for the Hart, and he gave like a top 10. And he had Pettersson at 8. And Pettersson didn't have the monster points that guys like McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, or Panarin had. And to be even in that conversation shows how much he drives play on Vancouver and how important he is to this team. Him, along with Miller and the addition of Hughes and the great season of Markstrom, 4 guys literally brought Vancouver to a point at the end of the season where they were in the playoffs. They were, in terms of percentage, they were in the playoffs. And this guy, he's a special player for sure, and we saw him improve in every aspect of the game. His consistency, his ability just to stay healthy. He got physically stronger, which we knew would come. He was scoring goals at the same rate and more consistent. And in every advanced stat, he got better. He's generating a lot of high danger chances, doesn't give a lot up. And there's just so much to be excited about with Pettersson. This is my first time in a video really breaking down a player through an advanced stats perspective. So It was my first time. Let me know what you think about this perspective, but I think it's really cool looking at all those things. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Elias Pettersson's season. Let me know what you think. I think with the way he's developing, he's going to be a top 5 center in the league soon. I honestly believe that. So let me know what you think, if you agree or disagree with me. And follow me on Twitter at FanVancouver. I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy during this time. Go Canucks, go.